Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we review Rogue One. Welcome back, guys. We are talking about Rogue One and whether it's worth your time or not. And let me just get to the punch. Yeah, it is worth your time. It's actually a very special story because you don't normally think that a movie, which is kind of like a side spin-off, only because spin-offs work so well, I guess, which they don't really. But this one actually really did because it is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Just in case you didn't know, they put it in the title for you. So what we're dealing with here is the story of the Death Star and how that even came to be, where the rebellion was able to get in there based on that whole weakness that was apparently there. Just in case you ever wondered, from the first Star Wars, which is not really the first Star Wars, it's the fourth Star Wars, but it's the first one that came out, so it's not really Star Wars 1, but Star Wars 4, but first. Following? Cool. So, in that story, they found a weakness in the Death Star and they just happened to have it. But they do mention that a lot of rebels lost their lives getting that information, and so this story is about those rebels getting that information. So, yeah, it is actually pretty interesting. They've written characters really well, and you actually feel for them, which again, I applaud them for, because you really wouldn't think a side story would do that. One of the other things to consider about this movie is that this is probably one of the best Star Wars movies to come out, I think maybe ever, because when you think about the storylines and the way they were acted out, and even in the original trilogy to the next trilogy to this one, I mean, even over Star Wars The Force Awakens, I think this is a more well-rounded story overall, just from a technical standpoint. And you know, in terms of action, the action is great. You know, some of the battles that they have, especially the battle on the beach, which is insane anyway. Yeah, this is a really good movie. I'm not sure that I would put it on the very, very top, but it's definitely up there, probably one of the best Star Wars movies that you'll see. Felicity Jones, she knocks it out of the park as Jyn Erso. And by the way, it is not Daisy Ridley. She is not from The Force Awakens. This is a completely different story and a completely different person. So, yeah, don't get that confused. She did excellent as Jyn Erso, and she was strong, she led it well, and yeah, she just had a presence on the screen that really carried the movie. So you'll probably enjoy that when you see it. As for the rest of the cast, I'm not going to go through every single one. I'm kind of only going to go to the ones that made an impact on me. And K2SO is probably one of the stars that steal the show the most. I would almost say that this is what Jar Jar Binks should have been if they didn't make him so annoying in that first movie that wasn't really the first movie, but really like the fourth movie, something like that. Anyway, so he has enough of a character to be comedy relief, but he's also serious and you also feel for him. So, you know, excellent job on that. And, you know, probably one of my favorite things was having Ip Man in the movie. And I know I shouldn't call him Ip Man, we should go with his actual name, which is Donnie Yen, because he is amazing and his movesets are amazing. And, you know, even though they didn't use it all that much, because he's not really the star of the movie, but still amazing to watch. Anyway, I'm glad he was in there. So Ben Mendelsohn is in there and he's playing director Orson Krennic, and the thing about him that he does so well is that he makes you hate his face. Like, he's so cowardly and sniveling, and so, but it's a well played character that makes you not like him very much, and it plays through with great success on that. So congratulations on that particular thing, Mr. Ben Mendelsohn. Also, there are some very, very special surprises and special cameos in this movie that I think the Star Wars fans will enjoy very much. There's a lot of fan service to be had here, so I think you'll be pretty satisfied with that, including a pretty epic scene with a pretty epic person somewhere along the line that I'm pretty sure you already know about. So, as for, you know, I'm keeping this short, you know, as for the rest of the movie, it was actually really great. I didn't have many complaints except for these couple. So here's the thing, really great movie that's only spotted by a couple of things, and those things are very, very Hollywood-centric type themes. You know, things like, don't want to say it, don't want to ruin it, but there's some very cliche stuff that happens in two very distinct areas of the movie that kind of make you eye roll a little bit. Other than that, no, it still is a great movie. But here's the other thing. You kind of know what's gonna happen because you know that this is following into A New Hope. or in other words, Star Wars 1, the one with, you know, Skywalker and all that kind of stuff, but you kind of know what's going to happen to everyone, so it takes a little bit of the edge away, but they still put plenty of edge in the movies, so you don't have to worry about that. You just know what's going to happen to everyone while you're watching it. Okay, verdict time. I would give this a solid 4 out of 5 because it's an excellent movie, and it's a movie that you wouldn't expect coming off of such a large franchise like that as a side story, but it's played very well. It's actually more of an intimate story than on a large scale, which is actually very cool. And Gareth Edwards did a fantastic job directing this, along with the rest of the cast and the crew. You guys put together an excellent movie that I quite enjoyed. So, get out there and see it. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just watched the review for Rogue One, a Star Wars story. So if you like the video, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share with your friends, share with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.